Hammond, Indiana.
Hopefully our YouTube
we're
doesn't just like decide to go out again.
and I know we've I hear this when I listen to other shows too. There's a lot of well, we're moving studios here, and so and we are today and tomorrow. Those are the days when we're moving everything out there.
Did we confirm today?
I don't know.
Okay, I would like to not.
We'll also drop a little tour of the studio.
Oh yeah.
When it's finished on our socials, so make sure that you
MTV,
follow.
Hit My Crib.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make sure you follow WJOB 1230 on Instagram and Facebook.
You gonna take the lead on that one?
Well, I thought someone should give it a shout.
No, you're gonna take the lead on doing the tour.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
You got to record though.
I got you. Speed tour.
Speed tour.
Have you seen those?
Yes, I have.
Those are the best. I don't think we could do a speed tour without.
The bathroom
Here's
part
the studio.
would be scary.
Yeah.
All right, thank you guys. Speed tour.
But to say that we are, if you've been watching, the power has. My guess is some of the phases are, at least two have gone on us. So I would imagine if it happens a third time, we may be out for a little while. But that's going on. The YouTube's all sideways, and it's we're blaming it on the
left is right, up is down.
Yeah, we're blaming it on the ghost. Evidently coming here, I didn't realize that the studio was haunted. I didn't know that was a thing, and then now I do know that they have had folks come in here. They've got like the ghost hunters and stuff like that. They've come in here. And
we did an episode of Bob After Dark.
Yeah, so we're going to blame it on that for a bit.
Can we talk about that for a second?
No, we can't.
No, wait, I just really want, because yesterday we were
What?
talking about it, and Trucker Mike brings it up because he was over at the studio, and he goes, he's like, yeah, the guy was talking to me about if it's haunted, but he told me not to tell you guys or say anything about it. And I'm like, what are you talking about, man? Like, we literally are the people that are working in the studio. And he goes, when somebody tells me not to say anything, I don't say anything. And I was like...
Which you got to give him credit for that.
I mean,
Yeah.
I respect that, but, like,
Yeah.
you are not the one that has to be at this building at, 4:45 in the morning.
It'll be
when
light
all
out
the lights
soon.
are off.
It'll be light out soon.
When
Don't
was
worry
the
about it.
last time either of you were here at 4:45 in the morning?
I was here at 4:45 today. I just
You
didn't
mean
get out of the...
5:45?
5:45.
5:45.
There you go.
Sorry.
I was gonna say
That's what time I'm up. I'm up at 4:45.
on Tuesdays I'll get here earlier because then I'll just like clear off a space. I'll just do my makeup here in the studio. I'll be like, yeah, all right, we're here. Because if I do it at my dorm, by the time I'm done, I'm just like, okay, now I got to make my way over, and it's just the motivation to get up and go. But yeah, no, it's a little haunted.
Yeah,
I will
so
say.
again, apologies for I think we're on our third or fourth YouTube live stream, but I will say we'll move. We got some new cables, so we're gonna try that out and see what's going on there.
I love my mom in the chat.
Bob and Rob have put a lot of hard work into the new studio. I think it looks good, but when we give you guys a tour, if you don't like it, blame them.
It honestly looks better than our other one. I will say.
I agree.
love
I was not a huge fan of it just looked a little too
the
like
glass.
like robot, like the P&W studio, just
Yeah.
because like it just felt a little too mechanic and dark.
It
and
had
metal.
a different vibe.
It felt like a cybersecurity space.
Yeah.
We flipped on the new lights yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
and I think Jim said it best. Which that's now twice we've said his name. If we say it one more time, he'll appear.
He'll show up.
But there was a wow factor that I don't know that anybody was expecting.
Because we haven't seen the
yeah,
lights on.
Yeah, because we haven't seen that. So
and then we're going to get cool things for our monitors. It's going to be great.
yeah. So and also, by the way, WJOB staff and Heartland Sports folks, whoever took the monitor stand from out there, put it back.
I would say, please.
Put it back.
Is that the stacking one?
No, not stacking one. One of the things that the IMAX are going to go on.
Oh,
Put
yeah,
it
no,
back.
give it back. That
it
way Joe
back.
doesn't have a slouch in his chair to hide from
Yeah.
the people.
So,
Yeah.
but anyways, let's do. It's top of the hour.
Traffic and
WJB
weather.
1230 and 104.7 FM. We're going to do traffic and weather, and then we will get to your calls. And
We'll get to the one comment that you're like, what is that? Looking at traffic right now, 65 going north and south is looking pretty good. 80 going east and west is looking good. 90 going east and west is looking good. We have just a little bit of traffic right there at the connector on the Bishop Ford into the Dan Ryan. If you are going west into Chicago, you're going to have a little bit of traffic there. And as well as 94 going west up by the city, downtown area. Bit of traffic, but that's to be expected because of the morning commute. Eisenhower going both east and west is looking a little heavy in traffic. Stevenson going going north is looking pretty heavy in traffic. And the most of your traffic you're going to see right there is on Cicero Avenue. Going south on the Stevenson is looking pretty good. And then I'm looking at the INDOTs because I have a new traffic thing. It's all green in Northwest region. So that's all about it.
And again, I know I tout this and it's goofy, but if you zoom in on roads like 30 and 41, you can see again there's real time traffic on local roads. It doesn't go into the subdivisions. 77th Main Street. It's not going to do those, but the state roads. So you're gonna the state or any of the major roads. So Ridge Road, 41, 30. Check it out. It's a pretty cool app. It's a pretty cool website, and you'll get to see what's going on. Right now, for example, everything on 41 is absolutely red in St. John, but when you zoom in, it's right by Lake Central High School. So, and speaking of Lake Central High School, yesterday, Lake Central School Corporation announced that longtime superintendent Larry Veracco, he's been in that role for 16 years. He announced his retirement, and in his replacement, we are going to have him in studio the beginning of March, on Friday, I think the 6th. And so for those of you out there who are Lake Central alumni or folks that have kids in Lake Central School, that'll definitely be a good episode to tune in on, and we can hear about some of the accomplishments for the last 16 years and what folks in the Lake Central School Corporation have to look forward to. So I'm excited to have him. And speaking of Lake Central School Corporation, it is 7:10, 7:11. This is where we say, Liam, have a good day at school.
What's up, Liam?
Yeah. Friday, Liam.
Friday, Liam.
Friday.
Spelling test?
So there's spelling today.
Okay.
But tonight, I know he's really excited for. He's going to go with his friend. Is the fun fair, and so the fun fair. They've had this at
It's like the
Protzman.
book fair?
So I went to Protzman, 40 years ago, and they had then. It is a more or less like an indoor carnival that they do every year for the kids.
Okay.
And so all the hallways turn into just huge lines of games and pizza, and they have music and dancing, and it's so much fun for the elementary school kids. It's an indoor carnival for the kids, just one night, and so that's tonight. He's in 4th grade. Next year he goes to middle school, so this is his very last one, and he is so excited for it. The kids all get wristbands, and they get to go play and take pictures, and it's a lot of fun. They do the cake walk. So I remembered the cake walk as a kid. You give them a ticket. It's like a musical chair thing. You go around and you win some cake thing or whatever. I was so stupidly excited when Liam then, because he goes, I bought the house that I'm in now for my folks. Mm-hmm. So Liam's going to the same school that I went to, and I was so excited when we went to the first fun fair and they had the cakewalk back. I thought that was a lot of fun. So, Liam, listen to your mother. Get your water bottle. Get your Chromebook, and have fun today.
There we go.
So
do well on all your tests.
My weekly Liam shout out for
Woo! Go Liam. For the day.
Yeah, for the day.
The comment that was like the studio needs Olympia. You were like, what is that? So basically, that's where you rub an egg on everything. You rub a little egg. You rub it on all the doorways, on every single thing. You can do it on a person too. And when you crack the egg, if there is like little particles in the egg, that means there's something there. And if you have any kind of coloring within the egg, that means that you're kind of screwed. So it's an old wives' tale, and it was told that, and I'm pretty sure this is still Olympia, where you rub the egg, but either the owner or if it's like a house and it's like a family, the man of the house has to do it. I don't know why, they just do, and you have to do that, and that's how you determine if there are spirits or not.
Don't say his name.
Oh no, I
Don't
saw the three things, the Beetlejuice kind of thing.
Okay, so you take an egg and you.
Yep. So you just rub it on all the surfaces because it's supposed to get the energy of
But he
whatever
would have
you're
to
at.
do it because he is the owner.
He's the owner of the thing, so he would have to do it. And honestly, he probably knows exactly what it is.
He's like a little superstitious guy.
Yeah. Well, no, that's a Hispanic tradition too.
Oh.
Yep, and you can do it on a person too, and you can determine if they have. It's called the ojo.
I
the
tell
ojo.
you, if one of y'all come up to me with an egg, that's
They did it
just
to me as a
weird.
kid.
Just like rub it on your forehead.
Just rub it on my forehead. Hold still, Bob.
Wait.
Yeah,
It's a dusty shower turn.
No, I'm okay.
Yeah, the superstitions of it all. So I don't know. If the lights flicker one more time, I might bring an egg next time, just to do it.
That's weird. So what other? That was. I'm assuming, is that your mother in the chat?
Hi, Mom.
Hey, Mama. So, okay. While we're pacing time for Brent to come in, so we can talk
all
more
right.
bears.
Yeah.
What other weird?
She said, "Do you want me to call and explain?"
Yes.
Yes, call in.
219-845-1100. Call in and explain to
The non-believers.
The non-believers.
explain
of the egg.
Of the egg, and also if you have any other
superstitions.
Take no offense when I say weird traditions.
No, it is. I just sent you the number.
Everyone should believe in conspiracies and stuff like that.
Oh no, don't get me wrong.
Moon
That's
landing
two
was
different
fake.
things. I am all about conspiracy theories.
Though
Well,
it
they're
technically
both.
is a conspiracy theory, yeah.
Well, yeah, but that's like weird though. Like
I'm talking about the normal conspiracy theories.
Like
okay.
aliens and everything.
Fort Knox, aliens.
I think
Oh,
she's in the thing.
did you just see that? We'll get to you.
Yeah.
Can I call her Mama?
Yeah.
We'll get to you in a second, Mama. Donald Trump directed the Secretary of War and those guys to start releasing documents on UFOs,
Look at
unexplained
that.
phenomenon,
Okay.
aliens, extraterrestrial stuff, and that came off the heels of Obama making some mention of it and attempting to
He was
walk
like,
it
"It's
back.
not real." I'm like, "All right, buddy.
Yeah,
Who are you lying to?"
yeah.
Not me.
Let's go
Not
ahead
me.
and
Let's hear about the Olympia and all the ojo and superstitions. You're on the air. Welcome. Good morning.
Good morning, Mama. Hello, Bob. How are you today?
I'm doing fantastic. So what I want to know.
Sorry, Joe. You don't get a shout out.
Joe's upset he didn't get a shout out. But what I want to know
Oh,
today.
Joe, too. Hello, how are you?
I am good.
He's sad now, but he's good. So explain to me this egg thing. What is this?
Okay, the Olympia, what that is, it's a cleansing. And what Adriana's talking about, where they can do it to, like, spaces, you can do it to people. I've never seen it done to, or heard of it done to a space. I've heard of it done to people. So what you do is you find, like, a curandero, which is, I guess, a lack of a better term, a witch doctor, a healer, who can do these things. Adriana,
Yeah, that's that.
I
and
truly
that
believe it.
Leona's
Yes,
gonna
Adriana
come
will
get
tell
you.
We did that on her.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's a whole nother story. But yeah.
Yeah, I was a
no,
little demon child.
so the studio needs a limpia. You need the priest there to come and bless the studio, and you guys should be good.
No, we don't. We don't need
Yeah,
preacher
we
to come
need-
bless the studio. We need a priest.
We need your great aunt to come, or your
If
come
she'll come walk her little way in here, and she won't be able to hear nothing. We'll be like, do the Olympia. She's like, I got you.
So what? So I'm just curious
But yeah.
about this. What your daughter called me a non-believer?
No, that was Joe.
That was Joe. It wasn't. And that's not a faith thing. I'm always interested.
Yeah.
As to what other cultures. You gotta,
Superstitions.
yeah.
You ever watch La Llorona, the one that the Conjuring series made? Oh, okay. Well, they have the what'd you call it, Ma?
Explains a lot in there.
Yeah. No. Which
The
doctor?
curandero. The
Curandero.
person, like, you. Yeah, it depends on how you like to say it.
Yeah, I was gonna say they have him doing a bunch of other stuff. Have like at the sage and all that. He did a lot, and I was like, whoa, this is a little advanced for us.
Now, I will see. Sage evidently is a big thing to burn sage and walk through the house. I don't know. Am I alone in that? It's interesting to hear about and listen, but I think if I got a house, I don't know that I'd be.
You would be doing all the different rituals. I mean, it's each their own. I will say I remember one time I walked into a house and they had the math equations on a doorway and it was supposed to like keep out spirits. I remember seeing that and that was one where I was like, never seen that one, but cool.
Well, all those stuff are usually based off of like culture and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
it depends on what culture you are, you know, like especially like I feel like Hispanics, right? We got everything.
Yeah.
We're just as voodoo as anybody
drive
else.
down a river when it's dark at night. Lyanna gonna come get you.
No.
She gonna come eat your children.
There's always
Well,
something.
that's terrifying.
Yeah, that's how we behaved.
But yeah, I guess that's no different than Krampus, I
Yes,
suppose.
Adriana's correct. I used to tell them that if they didn't behave, she was going to come and eat them because that's what I was told as a child to get us to behave.
Yeah, and it worked.
Well, of course it's going to work.
Yes, I had the most well-behaved children of anyone.
In all of the land.
Okay.
Well, I thank you for calling in
Yes,
and
thank Mom.
enlightening
Thank you,
us,
Mom.
Yes.
on
Yes.
on the
Anytime, yes. I will see
the
you
Great
later,
Eight
Adriana.
Theory.
Yeah, see you later. Yeah, because we're going. My brother has his Christmas present today. Outsiders the musical in Chicago.
Oh, fun!
So we are super excited, and I gotta ask him like, bro, you getting out of work early or like what are we doing?
Yeah.
Because I'm like, we are leaving the house at this time, and I got a whole itinerary schedule. I'm like, I got it all figured out. I just need you guys to just like get in the car.
Fair enough. We got one more call
All
before
right.
Brennan comes in.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Good morning, caller. Welcome to Superstition Hour here on Region Rundown.
Hey, Bob. Hey, Adriana. Hey, Joe.
Hi.
How you doing?
Lunch Menu Dave checking in from Evanston.
Hi, how you
How
doing?
are
And
things going on
formerly
down
a
there?
Griffith. Kind of enjoying some of the hilarity this morning. So, admittedly, I'm kind of more, kind of bit of a dual church goer, I guess, throughout the course of my life. Haven't been to, well, a number of Catholic churches in addition to this Unity Church that was on the, is it still on the Hammond Munster line by any chance, or did they move? Or is it still even there?
Oh, Unity?
Not a clue.
I don't know where exactly it's at, but I know what church you're talking about.
Yeah, I think back when I was a kid, there was like a Unity Church, I think back on the Hammond Munster line, and they had like a female preacher.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't a mess. Yeah, I think Reverend Grace Free, I think back in the day, like when I was growing up as a kid. And one particular question that I kind of had in mind, being as I'm also in the former student of the script writing class over at, Purdue Cal back when I took it at PNW. So, Adriana, did you get the third degree from NB O'Connor on the Show Bible Project?
Actually, me and my group, we were able to breathe. We got a 50 out of 50 on that thing. We were so excited because it was like 328 pages front and back. Then we had an extra 200 pages in our appendix, and we got a 50 out of 50. And we were just like, oh, okay, we can breathe. We're good, because we were freaking out. But yeah, I was so excited.
Yeah, because I kind of remember going through that class, and I think I kind of remember going through the Show Bible part of it.
Mm-hmm.
We went to the team I was on with. I think Dan Zimmerman was on my team back. And boy, when we went to her office to kind of go through that Show Bible Project, oh, we got the third degree in history.
Yeah.
But we still ended up winning the PEA.
Oh,
National Script Writing
nice.
Competition that year.
What show did you do?
Yeah. Smallville.
Smallville. Okay.
And if you ever wonder why there was never a Bruce Wayne episode in Smallville, that's because a team of Purdue Cal students, me and Dan Zimmerman and 3 other people, ended up developed and wrote that one.
Nice. That's so exciting. Yeah, we're currently about to do all the treatments and
Yeah,
step outs
like 20
before we start writing the script.
Yes. Yeah, 21 years ago or something like that was when I went through that class.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? It's probably the same assignments, same material, and everything. Because that's what works.
Yeah, yeah. And I was wondering if MP was gonna. I'm almost wondering if MP's losing her touch a little bit,
Nope.
or if you really did that well on it. You know?
Yeah, no.
I remember
we were the last group to go.
I remember getting.
Go ahead.
Because I remember getting I remember our group kind of getting the 3rd degree on, any Lord, a number of things, and even threatening to kind of fail us for God knows how many mistakes there might have been in that.
Oh, yeah, that was a different class I took with her where I was just like, okay, thank you so much. I'm going to go cry real quick. Bye-bye. Yeah, but that's so exciting. Yeah, we're in the process of it. We're doing the show Bridgerton. So that's a lot of dialogue, I will say, but we're excited.
Yep, and wondering to myself, even as I'm getting ready to finish up this call, if Jed had a chance to listen to the CD I gave him when I came to visit him for his uncle's funeral last month.
We'll be sure to ask him.
Which I'm sure he'll probably be in position to answer that more than me.
He should be appearing shortly. You said his name, and that was the 3rd time that someone has said his name.
It was really funny in the
here.
chat when somebody was like Beetlejuice.
So I Beetlejuice. So my guess is here very shortly we will see Jim in the studio, and we will ask him if he got a chance to listen to that. So thank you for calling in. Appreciate it.
Unless the docs guy comes in first. Then you have to keep him waiting outside.
That's true. He'll be in here shortly. Thanks for calling in.
Thank you for calling in.
We're going to take a quick break, listen to an ad or two, make some money for the station.
Rub an egg on the studio.
Yeah, and we will be.
And when we come back,
here.
Jed will be in the 3rd seat.
He will be. He will be. All right, everyone. We'll see you in a few minutes. You're listening to Region Rundown, 1230 AM, 104.7 WJOB, Hammond, Indiana. I'm just saying things now, watching Joe trying to.
Thank you, Joe.
If you're thinking of finishing your basement, installing outdoor security cameras, or your business has plans to break ground on a new project in 2024, Powering Indiana, Lake County is your source for the region's best electricians. With IBEW, Local 697 electricians, you're choosing the highest level of safety and reliability. Visit poweringindiana.org today and ensure your project is in the hands of skilled professionals.
Embrace every opportunity. At Indiana University Northwest, you'll research alongside experts, develop career-ready skills, and accomplish your lifelong dreams. Whatever your goal may be, achieve it here close to home at IU Northwest, right here in the region. Join us for a life-changing learning experience at the best priced university in Northwest Indiana. It all begins at northwest.iu.edu. Bring on tomorrow at Indiana University Northwest.
Teen parents face overwhelming challenges, but with the right support, they can build bright futures for themselves and their children.
Mental Health America's ETAP program provides education, mentorship, and resources to help young parents graduate.
Right now, your donation goes twice as far. Thanks to a generous match, every dollar given up to $30,000 is doubled, but only until March 31st.
Scan the QR code, visit mhanwi.org, or mail your check to ETAP Match today.
like to work with your hands, creating something from nothing? Then think about Laborers Local 41. You'll get 432 hours of apprenticeship training, all while earning a wage with benefits and incurring no student debt. You'll travel to different job sites, learn tons of skills, and in a lot of cases, be the first one on and the last one off a job site. It all starts at laborers41.com.
My name's Elizabeth, and I've been a member of the Notre Dame Credit Union for about 37 years. I had been driving a Prius, and I liked the Prius. But unfortunately, I live on a hill, and when it snows, I had a problem. So I called the credit union and told them I needed a new car. We did everything over the phone and the internet, picked up the car, and it was all done in less than a week. I would recommend the Notre Dame Federal Credit Union.
Learn more at NotreDameFCU.com.
Welcome back, Northwest Indiana. This is Region Rundown with Bob and Adrianna.
Bab.
Brent's in here.
It's Bab.
In here.
It's Bab.
Either way.
Bab and Ariana.
Bab and Ariana. It's like the Twilight Zone here.
There we go.
You are listening to Region Rundown here on WJOB 1230 AM, 104.7 FM in Rustic, Hammond, Indiana. We're going to do a quick check of traffic and weather.
Yep.
And then Brent is going to talk to us about all things Bears.
There we go. So let's take a look at traffic in the Northwest region. It's looking pretty good. 80 going east and west is looking good. 65 going north and south. 90 going east and west is all looking pretty good. We're seeing good traffic flow on this Dan Ryan and the Bishop Ford. Maybe a little bit of traffic right there on the connector on the Bishop Ford right as you get up into the city. But once you get into the city, 94 going west, going to be pretty heavy in traffic. It's just because of that morning commute. Stevenson going north is backed up all the way through. Going south is looking pretty good. Eisenhower going east and west is looking okay. A little traffic here and there. And then 94 going east, headed up further up by the airports. It's looking pretty heavy in traffic. It's just that morning commutes. Looking at the other one, the INDOT, we're all looking good. How's weather?
Weather is looking exactly the same. So is today. We're going to have some. Actually, Brian, you were just outside. Are the morning flurries, what's the wind like?
There was some freezing rain.
Some freezing rain?
Oh,
I
driving
was hoping
here.
this mud
Was
gets
the
off
wind-
of my
was the
car
wind
with
The
going?
wind is whipping.
The wind is okay. So you heard it here first. It's
Whipping.
It's whipping outside, and we got some
Wind is
cold.
whipping.
We got
Whipping.
some
You didn't
cold
say
rain.
it right, Joe.
Gotta say it right.
Whipping.
You guys need a WJOB weather dog.
Yeah, that would
Do you know
be
how that works? You send the dog outside, he comes back in wet. It's raining.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Peter gonna call us.
Send him
That's
back out, he
animal
doesn't come back in. It's really blowing.
Yeah.
Comes and lets us know. So we got a high of 38 with a real feel of 27 right now. Obviously, the wind advisory is whipping outside, so be careful with that. Then to go on to the weekend, on Saturday, we're going to have a high of 39, a real feel of 36, and it'll be partially sunny. And then Sunday, the sun will go away for a nap, and it will be a high of 33 with a lot of clouds and a real feel of 20. And that's your weather for the week. I also want to point out one thing before we start talking Bears. The women's hockey team did win gold yesterday, overtime against Canada, 2-1. Congrats, ladies. Way to bring it home for the US of A.
Woo.
And a huge win for women's curling yesterday,
did
too,
they
right?
win
Did you
too?
see that shot at the end?
Yeah.
They didn't do the what is the painting with God, and it's like this, and Canada was like cheating and everything with curling. both of you have no idea what I am talking about.
No.
Canada was accused of cheating because the line,
double touch on the hog line.
Yeah, and they were just like that. So then people were making.
I know the lingo, buddy.
Yeah, you do.
Double touch on the hog line.
Yeah, they were making memes about it, and it's that painting of like God and the creation of Adam, and it's like touching.
Michelangelo's
David. Dance move,
David, right?
What?
The double touch on the hog line. Sounds like it. Yeah, I told you I'm brushing up on my curling. I've got probably 2 to 3 years left in my quest for Olympic glory.
So I was watching the guy who makes the stones.
They all come from one place.
They all come from one place, and they're all inspected by this one individual who he puts his stamp on all of them. And that was interesting to watch. That each one was $1,000, whatever it was.
60-something pounds.
They're
all in kilos over there. But
yeah. And so that's what I found was interesting about curling, is that this entire sport is based on this, the craftsmanship of this one guy, and I thought that was pretty cool.
This is what happens when there's no football on.
Yeah,
we all get so interested in curling.
I can watch curling.
Yeah.
Nonstop. I mean, some of the other. I like some of the skiing stuff. I'm out on the figure skating, the luge and the skeleton. Those things are pretty cool. But curling, I can just sit there and watch it. I've stayed up way too late.
Winter sports is cool.
Yeah.
I will say though, I remember somebody saying that like winter sports is for the very, very rich people, because when you see the skis, especially when they look like flying squirrels going down, it's like if I fall from like a 40-foot building, I'm gonna die. But if they fall from 40 feet with their skis, they're perfectly fine, and their knees are good.
Well, it's about like the angle. I think it's like they're never like more than like 20 feet off the ground. I feel like they're just like literally like
so
gliding.
flat.
Yeah.
I was like, what are you doing? And then I saw one, they were on their skis like shooting. I was just like, okay, good for you. You do your thing.
I think this comes up every time there's the Olympics. I really think every sport should have one guy like myself or Brent just as a basis for ability. You put us out there.
He puts you in that category.
If you have Brent going down the luge track, you then see the athletic prowess of all of the professionals. So I think you should have a normie.
I volunteered to try curling. I'm not going to try the luge track.
Yeah, I was going to say
every single sport, just so you can see.
You make one
because I mean, how many times do you watch at home? It's like, they didn't do this or that.
But that's the accessibility of curling, right? Like I can look at the bobsled guys and be like, no chance. I couldn't do it, right?
It's scary.
The skiing.
You make one wrong move, you're going at like 150 miles an hour tumbling through ice.
Oh, that's incredible. I mean, they're getting up to 60, 70, 80
the
miles an hour.
one man bobsled, or the single person bobsled, the women I watched with my kids the other night, and they were hitting 80 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And that's just so when you got the 4-person team with more takeoff speed and more mass, I don't know how fast they're going, but
well, the ones where they're like laying down too, and it looks like one of those like little
Water
carts.
slides.
It's like a cart that you're literally
at Home
like,
Depot
that you use in like the gym, like PE class in elementary school.
Yes!
That's what it looks like, and they're like laying across that thing going so fast. I'm like, you literally like even like tip too far, and you're just. I mean, it's got to be like every bone in your body at that point.
Honestly, I think the only one I'd be like, let me do bags. Let me do cornhole. Throw that. I saw it at a bar.
Yeah, you're gonna make up the region Olympics.
Yeah. I saw it at a bar, and like it was like professional cornhole happening, and I was the most entertained out of every other sport. I was just like, cornhole.
It's a pretty entertaining game, actually. You can do some cool stuff.
So, when we bring the regional Olympics to Hammond,
we should make up a list.
We really should.
Cornhole.
We'll bring it to the new Bears
Catalytic
Stadium.
converter removal.
Yes. Yeah.
Right,
people just parking their cars next to walking trails. And the sport is
How fast
you got
can
to
you
pull
get
up on your e-bike, steal the catalytic converter, and head out. If that's not the most Regis thing, So
Pierogi
tell us,
eating contest.
So were you at the McDermott?
I was at the press conference
that.
yesterday.
I watched some of it, and I got to admit, there was a time or two when you could tell he got visibly.
He was emotional about that.
Now you and I have had conversations because you've got Docs and Dyer. I'm a Dyer councilman. we've got some pretty big things happening down there. And I know there's been times where I have gotten emotional about that because you put so much effort into this. People don't realize oftentimes the amount of hours and emails and phone calls and hard work it takes to get to a point where you can even have a press conference or you can even announce something that's going on. There have been several times I know that I've been out there where I have had to kind of choke back some of that emotion because it's like, oh, I'm finally getting to share this. And so when I saw that, I immediately recognized that version of being a public servant. I immediately recognized that. And my first thought was, I hope nobody dogs him on that because it's.
I don't think anybody was. I thought it was. I think the mayor did a great job.
I can say that I've been there, and it's pretty cool.
Well, and I think that one of the things, obviously the mayor is a big Bears fan, and he kind of started out and he said, "This is what." When he thanked the councilman, he said, "This is what we've been working on." Transforming Hammond for the last 22 years that I've been in office, and I think that if you think about that path, it's an amazing result. Now, the other thing that he mentioned that I'm not going to say I'm a skeptic. I've always hoped this would happen, but I've always been kind of in the back of my mind going, "Oh, this is just the Bears playing us against Illinois to get a better deal out of Illinois." But when he talked about the bipartisanship down in Indianapolis, where it passed unanimously out of committee,
right?
And it's being fast tracked. And I believe you're the expert on this. Next Friday, the session is over.
I believe so.
So it'll get voted on in the House and then go back to the Senate, I believe.
Yes.
And they expect that to be done very quickly, and the governor to sign it.
Yeah.
And in our current world we live in of partisan politics and tribalism, to see everybody down in Indianapolis get together on the same side. You've got Mayor McDermott, you've got Governor Braun, all these guys working together because everybody realizes the common good and the transformational economic
Chuck Pullen
development.
Is swerving right now. Transformational. He just swerved.
It's pounding on the steering wheel.
Yeah, but really half of it is. For folks who are in government or for business owners, I have to imagine half of this entire news process or this news story is excitement over the Bears coming. That's just exciting. But then we look at the backside of it and all of the benefit that the surrounding communities are going to see. Munster I think Munster's up to half a dozen different hotels now. Cherville has some. All these places have hotels.
And I think I think when they release a master plan of what they're going to do, I think you're going to see hotels out there.
Well, then also we're getting that convention center too.
The convention
Gary,
and there's
stadium,
so much
all these
that
things.
is, and I mentioned the hotels because those are going to fill up. Because it's not just Bears games. It is concerts, other sporting events. It's going to be something probably 20,
I had it pulled up. Let me get it.
I'm sorry?
MLS as well, soccer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another.
Well, isn't there? Aren't they building an MLS?
I don't know.
I think the Fire's building a stadium in the city.
Okay, then. Okay, I figured that they
purpose-built soccer arena.
Yeah.
But I would imagine outside of the Bears, you're going to have another 26 weekends of stuff. Mm-hmm. And so I mentioned the hotel rooms because when those are full, those people then have to go eat. And so it's everything.
That's what makes me smile, right?
Yeah. I mean, everything from your, high-end steak restaurants to your barbecue joints like Doc's to,
you like mom and pop?
The mom and pop places, the fast food places. People often dog, McDonald's is just a chain. Well, there's some local franchisee that owns that. Same with Chick-fil-A. All of these, have a local component and people working there, and every one of those is going to benefit. So,
I will say there's not going to be any room at the YMCA.
If
there's already not room now, there's not going to be any room.
So you think about it, and there's 8, maybe 9, or a playoff game, hopefully 10 or 11 games a year. So when when you look at, and I think a good comparison to this, at least because I've been there and I've seen it, is the Cowboys Stadium in Arlington, right?
Okay.
A good, I mean, I don't know exactly, but a good 20, 30 miles outside of downtown Dallas. So
Much further away
yeah.
than what Hammond is from.
And there's really only kind of one way to get there, and the traffic's terrible, in my experiences of going to that stadium. So they host 20 to 30 major events a year, the Cotton Bowl, the Big 12 Championship, concerts, etc. They do around 300 to 375 smaller corporate-type events a year. So you're looking at almost every day that building is occupied, right? So there's the jobs in the building. There's the service jobs in the hospitality industry supporting that. There's the hotels that are going to support all of those events, right? I mean, when you look at in the NFL, I mean, I would assume it will go this way. Typically, whenever somebody builds a new stadium, they get the Super Bowl within a couple of years. You have the potential to have the NCAA Final Four. College football playoff games. I mean, there's all sorts of things that are going to go there that are huge events. You know, the Taylor Swift concert or whatever, whatever it may be.
All of the Swifties are going to inhabit Northwest Indiana.
But a tour like that only goes to those big 70,000 plus seat stadiums, and now there's going to be one. What,
in our backyard,
5 miles from here, maybe?
Yeah.
Well, I got a question for you, Grant. Have you thought about? Because, anytime that you go into a stadium, they have, the regular concessions that are just owned by the stadium, and then they have, the local shops that are on the other side of the hallway or the local restaurants. Have you thought about putting a dock in there or maybe just a dock in Hammond?
So, I mean, obviously, I would be open to doing something close to the stadium. We had that opportunity at the Bucs Stadium when they built the new Fiserv Arena, and it wasn't something that I was interested in doing. Typically, it's like going to the airport, right?
Right.
There's a Chick-fil-A in the airport, but it's not run by Chick-fil-A. It's run by Levy or whatever food service company has the contract. So all of those different fast food chains are all run by the same people. So if in the deal I was presented with was not very financially rewarding, and it was like, you get all this press.
You just have your name in the
stadium. But I had no control over what the product would be. They were going to use my name and serve barbecue.
But it wouldn't be like the recipe?
We had some discussions about that, about they could use our sauce and we could provide sauce for them and things like that, but it's like the process and everything, and it was that's something that I'm very protective over, and I wouldn't.
That's a little removed from
right. So I mean, I think that there's an opportunity. I mean, some places around here will definitely do it, and every deal could be different. I don't know how it'll be run. The one in my experience, I was offered one and it didn't make sense for me.
Right.
But yeah, it's something in the proximity, or I have a 30-foot barbecue trailer. I mean, I might come set up in the parking lot.
You would be the fan favorite at the tailgates.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of. I mean, when you think about not just football games, but the other events where people come and tailgate, there's a whole bunch of opportunity for local food trucks. Maybe they set up an area and do a food court outside. There's all kind. I mean, who knows what it looks like? But I think when you look at a thing like that, you have to look beyond. Okay, it's just the 8 Bears games a year. You look at all the other stuff, and then everything going on outside that is an economic engine for the rest of the region. And I am very excited. And I think, the big thing I think in the bill yesterday that came out of committee was it identified that site specifically. They created the financing structure,
right? And I think the Bears even came out and made a statement that Gary made a pitch for it, Portage made a pitch for it, but in the end they said, this is it.
This was the first acknowledgement that the Bears say this piece of dirt is where we want to be.
Right. And they were saying it by Wolf Lake, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, would that eliminate where the festival has been for many years?
I am not that well versed in it. I don't know that anybody has seen what their exact plan is. I would have to assume I would guess that the PAV and that stuff goes away.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because you're that's a huge, when you talk about the parking space needed, I mean,
It's a good area for it.
I've got to believe that they will. I mean, Mayor Tom called it Bearsville, right? There's a whole community in there.
That idea
of
that it's
hotels, restaurants, shops. It's a game day experience. It's not just like you pull up in a parking lot, go in the stadium, and that's all there is.
Yeah, well, and I think what he was trying to offer was that idea of a Wrigleyville, but a Bearsville, where when you go up to a Cubs game, it's an entire experience, both in and outside of Wrigley Field.
Sure.
And so if they can do that there,
that'd be great.
I would imagine it would be quite a while, possibly not. There were the rumors that they were doing some soil testing.
And
not
a rumor. They've done it.
So I would imagine it might be a while till we know exactly where the stadium is, exactly where the parking is, exactly where some of those external amenities are.
If I had to guess, once they formalize the deal, right? So this bill moves through, the governor signs it, and then there has to be some agreement between the state, the city, and the Bears. And once that is done, I would imagine that those plans exist.
Right.
This is like, okay, now this is where we're going to do it. Now let's come up with what we're going to do. I think they have a pretty good idea of what's going to exist and where it's going to go.
What's going there. I just would say that whether it's here or
what the alignment is within this plot of land for the stadium in this corner. There's going to be a hotel here. If you've ever been up to Lambeau, they redid all of the outside, but it's called Titletown, and so there's this whole. It used to just be some parking lots
at any time.
It used to just be some parking lots around the stadium, but they created this whole fan experience called Titletown all around the outside of the stadium. It's like open promenades, and there's people tailgating in some areas, and people walking around, and there's shops and food courts and all kinds of stuff. And I think that's what you're going to see here.
I'm just smiling because I have nothing positive to say.
Wait, so I have a question. If you were a Bears player, where would you move to in the region? Because I just put my house up for sale, and I was wondering if you think maybe one of the starting 53 would buy it.
I've never seen your house, Joe, but I mean, I guess it's always a possibility.
Yeah.
But where would you live, though? Like, just like if you were in the region and you were a Bears guy, I'm thinking like Winfield, because it's like, you could probably build a house. There's still a lot of land out there. There's not a lot of neighbors. I mean, they're going to be the biggest news in the region for, like, they're not going to be able to show face. In Chicago, there's at least so many people that you could, like, show face and, like, maybe be all right. If you're going to be in the region as a Bears player, you're going to get mobbed every time that somebody sees you.
No, I don't think that's necessarily the case. I think you would see a lot of them. I mean, I think a lot of them live on the north side because the training facility, House Hall, and all that's in Lake Forest. But part of what the mayor said yesterday is this thing includes a training facility and all of their corporate offices. So House Hall would be here as well. Now, if I was a player, I would probably want to live closer than the north side, right? So, I mean, where they would live, I don't know. I mean,
just your opinion. What would you do? I'm just trying to make conversation.
What would I do? I mean, I would find a place with a nice golf course, because I think a lot of those guys golf.
They're going to go more towards.
I mean, I think you can see people over in Valpo and Crown Point. I mean, they could be all over. Now, one thing I'll say, I lived in Austin for a long time, and we had a lot of celebrities that lived there, right? And because it was a smaller town and not like Dallas or Houston, people just kind of accepted it. I mean, you used to see Matthew McConaughey all the time, just walking down the street. I'd see him jogging. You'd see movie stars or musicians in the grocery store. And it was like people just became used to it. And it wasn't like, oh my gosh, I got to go get an autograph. It's just, this is our neighbor who lives here. So I think that the region probably would bring a little of that aspect to it. You might run into Caleb at Strax sometime.
You better hope not.
Yeah. But
I mean, those people all have real lives too. I mean, they got to go grocery shopping. They got to do all that stuff.
I remember when we lived in Pittsburgh for a few years in the late 2000s. And there were several times that we would be at the Giant Eagle or at Target, and who was it? Beck's watching now, so she'll text me. I thought it was I think we were at Target and just Heinz Ward was there with his cart just getting stuff. Because it's not a big deal, but nobody really said anything because what I suspect would probably happen in the region, should this happen, is that the locals then became very protective.
And that's the way it was in Austin.
It was, hey,
right.
We're not going to do this. You're one, and that was.
These are our neighbors. We're not going to harass them.
That was the sense that I got. So we were transplants. We just lived there for a few years, then we came back here. So for us, it was like, hey, look at that, it's pretty cool. But you could tell the locals, they were very protective. This was their place. These people, they were a part of. I mean, Pittsburgh is a huge sports town, anyways, and they were very protective of that, and that was the sense that I got, and it wasn't. Wasn't
I mean, I had a buddy in South Austin, and Robert Plant moved 2 houses down from him. Robert, one of the biggest rock stars in the history of rock stars, was like he'd be out working in his garden, and it was just like my buddy would be like, hey, but then it's when they become part of your community, it's not kind of the same as, oh my God, we got to mob this guy in the grocery store. And in Austin, it was kind of like we're
mobbing people.
These are our neighbors, and we're cool with them being our neighbors, and we're not going to make a scene about it. Yeah, it was interesting to.
So they were like, Hammond is the way to go. Why? What was like so just like, yes, this is where we're doing it in Hammond? Is it just the proximity of Chicago, or was it just what they had to offer?
I have to think that the location was the biggest thing. I mean, I think it's 22 miles from Soldier Field as it is now.
Right.
Pretty easy spot to get to from the city or from the north side.
A couple different ways you can get there.
Yeah,
yes.
and I hope Chuck's watching the road, but the train.
The train.
The train.
The South Shore Steve.
The Poland Express.
Yeah, I mean, I think that had the biggest decision. I mean, it's always location. And they had, Hammond was able to put together a plan and say, this is the spot. We have the land you need. Here's how you can get to it. And this is,
and some of the locations in. Because someone said, oh, well, you should put it next to, Hard Rock's, getting the convention center and the casino or other places in Gary. But if you just take a minute to zoom out and look at the region as a whole, it really it spreads some of that wealth around, in that the region as a whole, it makes sense to have some of these amenities that are separated by a little bit of space.
So I one of the proposals that I saw just on social media, and I thought they did a really good job with, and it who knows, maybe they can get the Sox to move there, was Portage. On the lakefront, they have a big piece of property on the lakefront, and they were calling it Hallis Harbor, and they had, you could bring your boat over, and I was like, the plans, the renderings they had, I was like, well, that looks pretty cool. Yeah. I mean, that's I think it was a good exercise for everybody to think about, hey, if we have this opportunity, where's it going to go? I mean, Hammond was the choice. Again, I think they put together a great plan, and there's location. And
I think the biggest issue with Portage was just the distance.
I would say the other thing, too, where Joe was like, where would they move to? I just had a family member text. A lot of them would probably get lakefront properties there in, like, Miller area.
I think Miller. You go to Valpo. I mean, there's a lot of that was
Dyer.
Dyer, I mean, 11 miles up the street. You don't even have to turn. You could drive, pull out.
And you know where you can get dinner almost every night? At Doc's.
Pick up Doc's on your way home. I mean, that's
what I'm saying.
Practice and come get some barbecue afterwards. I'm all for it.
Yeah, I'm just
saying. The Sox moving, though? That would be interesting. We get
Well, I mean, that's been a periodic thing, right, with the Sox. Is every so often Reinsdorf threatens to move.
I
mean.
Well, we'll finally get a baseball team in MLB baseball team in Indiana.
Well, I mean, the Southsiders, it makes sense of anything to put them here. But and I think that I think that the Bears coming to the region, growing up, not in this area, but I was what, 10 or 11 when the Bears won the Super Bowl, and we all followed. The Bears always, like, kind of in my mind, are this kind of blue collar, tough football team, and it makes sense to have them in the region, right? Everybody. When I moved here, I figured everybody would be like not knowing anything when I moved to the region, the first time, I assumed everybody would be a Colts fan.
Nope.
I was quite mistaken.
Very
and
much so.
people told me that immediately. I mean, when we have football on at Doc's, no one ever is asking for the Colts game.
No,
ever.
no. And the Colts are different. When you think of the fans, immediately when you say Colts, I just picture some dude in a white button-down shirt. Really, I do. But then when you say Bears, I look at us here in our
jeans and a jersey and a ball cap.
And just going out there.
Eating some brats and drinking some beers before the game.
Before they freeze.
And if that's not region,
Yeah, no, I think it's a great fit.
And let's be honest, we really are better than Indianapolis. We really are.
I've never been a fan of Indianapolis.
We might be the best area in the entire world, honestly.
Yeah, I would say that.
Forget about the 7 great wonders of the world. The region, make it 8.
I was on the
region's number 1.
The opening team, so I helped open the JW Marriott down there.
Okay.
So I was down there for about a month, and then I came back that fall and worked the Super Bowl for a week. And Indianapolis, I knew it for me. I mean, there's some cool stuff, but I have friends that live there and just love it. But
I'm down every month for staff meetings. I'm there a lot with work. The JW that's a pretty cool facility.
Yeah.
That's pretty nice. What they've done for walkability downtown between the tunnels and the sky bridges, that's all pretty cool. They are in the process of redeveloping the entire downtown because whatever it was to get the Super Bowl there, it turned to trash. Man, I would not walk around Indianapolis in the daylight. I mean, it's awful down there.
Not great.
But at one time, I was looking at putting a Doc's down there, and I had gone pretty far on this one piece of property that we were looking at buying that was a few blocks from the basketball arena.
Yeah,
and it's all kind of centralized.
Yeah,
and then COVID happened, and I've just never
picked it up.
All right, it is 8:03 in the region. We're going to take a quick break here on Region Rundown with Bob and Adrianna here on WJOB 1230 AM 104.7 FM. We'll be back in a minute.
When life takes you places and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strack and Van Til to go. Our to-go service is easy to use, and it can save you time and money. Once your order is in, our own Strack and Van Til team preps your order with care. For delivery or pickup, enjoy the convenience of letting our to-go team shop for you. Enjoy your special moments. Sign up online today at shop.strackandvantil.com.
Ogren Insurance, Hammond's oldest family-owned independent insurance agency, now in its 3rd generation providing clients in the Chicago area with products from quality insurance companies to handle your every need. Regardless of driving history, Ogren Insurance can find the right coverage for you at competitive prices. To learn more about the insurance solutions and services we offer throughout Indiana, Illinois, and Michigan, call 219-933-0076 or visit our website, ogreninsurance.com. We're located at 6929 Homan Avenue in Hammond, Indiana. Do business locally with someone you know and trust.
Welcome back to Region Rundown here on WJOB, 1230 AM, 104.7 FM. We're going to do a last quick check on traffic and weather. This is our last segment for the day. We're going to be leaving here in about 20 seconds. Bob and Adrianna here, Joe in the driver's seat, and we are blessed and honored.
Yes, the best guest in the region with the best barbecue in the region.
The best guest in the studio right now.
Yep.
The bar's high.
Yes. Hey, they're letting us do a Friday show. The bar is not very high.
Yeah, I haven't been in on a Friday in a long time.
Yeah, welcome in.
Yeah.
We got some heat.
We're trying this. We'll see how it goes.
Preacher likes you. The lights haven't flickered, nor has the YouTube decided to go out.
It was weird, dude. This morning, lights were flickering.
Yeah, we're gonna have to rub
Doors were slamming.
When I've been in here with Jim, it does that, and I just figured he didn't have everything turned on properly.
But that's yes.
Yeah.
We've been looking for him.
All
right.
Let's do a little quick traffic update. 80 going east and west is looking good. 90 going east and west is looking good. 65 going north and south is looking great. Dan Ryan, Bishop Ford is all looking pretty good. We're seeing a little bit of traffic as you're headed into the city. 94 going west, but nothing too bad. Stevenson going north between South Central Avenue and I-90 West is going to be pretty heavy in traffic. Going south is looking pretty good. Eisenhower going east all the way through is looking pretty bad. Going west, you're not going to get too much traffic, just a little bit right there by Harlem Avenue. And then we do got an accident with injuries on Addison Street between Elston Avenue and North Kenzie Avenue. Reported and updated about 12 minutes ago. Expect delays about 5 minutes on 94 going west, right up more towards the airports. And then if we look at our INDOT is saying that everything is looking good. Maybe a little bit of traffic right there on Indianapolis Boulevard in Cherville, right by US 30.
Okay, and then for the weather, everything is pretty much exactly as we left it last time we checked in. We got the morning flurries, the freezing rain, the wind whipping around. We have a high of 38 and a real feel of 23. And then for the weekend, it's going to be partially sunny on Saturday with a high of 39 and a real feel of 36. And then on Sunday, it's going to be cloudy with a couple flurries in the morning. Definitely going to be breezy with a high of 33 and a low of 20. And that will round out your weekend and your weather.
There we go. So we're talking about the Bears, and I had a question come in right as we went to break, and it was, if the Bears do come to Hammond, what taxes will they apply to us to pay as residents here in Northwest Indiana?
So I don't think I can't say this with complete authority, but it's my understanding that they are going to increase the innkeeper's tax by 5%, which is the tax paid on a hotel room, which region residents don't typically spend too many nights in hotels nearby, but that's a tourism tax. And then 1% food and beverage tax in Lake and Porter County, which is something that people would pay. Now that is not at the grocery store, that's in restaurants. So you would pay 1% higher on your bill at docks, which is not uncommon in a lot of places.
Right. And we had County Councilman and GOP Chair Randy Niemeyer on in the previous hour, and he was talking about the 1% tax on food and beverage. That would be a process that would work through the county council, and so I'm sure that will bring up, all sorts of debate on that.
I think that, if I'm not mistaken, that's part of the bill as written.
Yes,
so it's
they're
going to have to do it.
It's going to go through,
right?
I don't know.
I
Chuck,
mean,
if you're swerving out there, apologies.
We're just giving Chuck.
We should have Chuck call in and tell us why that's not a good idea.
Yeah,
I don't. Obviously, as a restaurateur, I don't want to pay any extra taxes,
right?
Because I have to collect that money and then pay it for my. I have to collect it for my customers and then pay it to the state or the county or whoever is the taxing entity there when it's all shaken out.
Yeah.
But I will say this: in Milwaukee, we have in the downtown area we have what's called the local expo tax, and it's 0.5% in food and beverage, and it just, so our sales tax is 8.49 instead of 7.99, and that money funded that they bonded that tax to, because they used it originally to pay for the Brewer Stadium, and then it expired, and then about a year or two later they put it back in place, and that funded the $750 million expansion to the convention center, which I, as someone who's much more further away than I am, probably has different feelings about that tax, but I'm happy to pay it. It's a and that's, I think that's kind of the thing. Will somebody in Lowell be angry that they're paying a 1%? But it's
if you're heading down to Mia Ranchito,
right,
in Lowell, does 1% impact you? I get that the conversation then goes to, well, how long is it going to be 1%? It's going to, there is that government slide to it, but I don't know that it really moves the needle a whole lot. I think for some folks that will say, well, what do the local communities get out of it if all this money, if we're going to, what did you say earlier, tribal, if we're going to get tribal, well, Hammond's going to get all this money. I still go back to the massive benefit to the business community in all of the surrounding areas.
You can't call this a Hammond thing. This is a region thing.
Right.
Well, I think that's where people that look at it and say, okay, Hammond's getting all this. Why am I paying it in Lowell? But the benefit spreads throughout the county. I mean, there's going to be people in Lowell who have jobs there, right? Yes. And there's people that are going to take advantage of those facilities and go see a concert there or a game. It's
right. Are we boring you?
No, I got like 4 hours sleep last night.
We've got some callers here.
We got to be quick with it. We got to get like 5 minutes of pop with these guys.
All right.
Well, no, because I was like, do we have callers? Because the thing was out, and then Joe was like, they all called in just now. Good morning, callers. You are on the air. What's on your mind? How do you feel about the Bears?
I don't care to talk about the Bears.
Okay.
I do. I like to talk about a non-political thing. Your event, your show has been light fare. And first, I'd like to say for the listeners out there, Doc's Smoke House in Dyer, that's a great place to eat lunch.
Hey, thank you so much.
Food's outstanding, service outstanding, plenty of parking, and it's on the west side of Calumet Avenue, just before the bridge, going over into toward Route 30. But in any case, had a real interesting experience on Sunday, dealing at the South Shore Arts in Munster at the Theater of the Center. Have any of you been to an event at the Theater at the Center?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a great spot.
Great place to. Yep, definitely, and they track top talent, whatever they're putting on. And this happened to be oriented toward Kirk Muspratt. He's the music director and conductor of the Northwest Indiana Symphony. Frankly, when I was in high school back in the 50s, I played in that orchestra. It was more like a community orchestra rather than a symphony orchestra like it is now. It's these days, I mean, it is top drawer. They attract top performers throughout Northwest Indiana and Chicago. But in any case, he talked about his past, and it's rather interesting. It was almost a full house, and Kirk is originally from Canada. You were talking about Canada earlier. He was from a small mining town called Crow Nest Pass. It's an extreme southwest corner of Calgary. And he, like a lot of conductors, he started out playing the piano. His mother insisted he start taking piano lessons in first grade. Proved to be very good talent. And he played in contests all around Alberta, winning them. And then at 15, he announced that he was no longer going to play the piano. And his mother's reaction was, no piano playing, no hockey playing. And so Mom won the argument, and which propelled him on to taking high-level piano lessons in St. Louis, New York, and Philadelphia to advance his skills. And by chance, he was offered an opportunity to be a conductor for a community orchestra in the far north Alberta, which eventually involved him going to Vienna, Austria, to advance his conducting at an advanced conducting school, resulting in conducting jobs with the Pittsburgh Symphony, the St. Louis Symphony, Utah Symphony, and eventually Northwest Indiana Symphony, where he's been here for 25 years. Very interesting speaker, very knowledgeable. He had a lot of anecdotes. At one point, talked about when he was studying in New York. He was looking for a place to live, and bumped into this stewardess who asked to, because she was gone a lot, asked to share the cost of his of the apartment that she has. And at one point, she was there with him, and he was doing some work with his music and so forth. And all of a sudden, she walks into the room, buck naked. And in any case, totally unshy about it, and went about her business and put her clothes on and went on from there. But he had a lot of anecdotes like that. And if you ever get a chance to take in a performance of the Northwest Indiana Symphony, you'd do well to do it. He's a very creative guy, and have either and if you've attended any of their symphony performances.
I like to go when they are in Crown Point. They do Symphony on the Lawn. And ironically, we are...
Right. I was going to say, Bob, do you have any thoughts about where the symphony might perform in the future?
So one of as we're building out the amphitheater in Dyer, which if you haven't been past there yet, we've got about 15-foot walls up. We've got some of the superstructure in place. We worked with JMA Architects out of Cherville, and one of the groups that we partnered with in terms of deciding how large this was the symphony. We wanted to make sure that we had a facility that was our high water mark. Mm-hmm. We said we want to make sure that the stage is large enough to fit the symphony on there. And so that's our hope, that at some point, probably next year, it'll be built this year, but probably next year, have them in Dyer. Because those Symphony on the Lawns in Crown Point, that's an outstanding evening.
There you go. All right.
Yeah, it's...
Nope, we have too many callers.
Oh, Joe said no more. Thank you for calling in,
I said
Walt.
5 minutes, yes. Thank you, Walt.
Yeah, thanks for your kind words about Docs. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right.
Next caller, you are on the air. Good morning. What are your thoughts? You got thoughts about the Bears or the Northwest Indiana Symphony?
Oh, the Bears idea is extremely intriguing. It's fun to sit back and I don't know, conjecture about everything that could happen. I just hope that we're not putting the cart way too far ahead of the horse on this one. There's a lot to be done before they break ground. I mean, they still have to do any kind of due diligence. Anybody know how many pipelines, if any, are under that ground in that part of Hammond?
No, but I know that the mayor said yesterday in the press conference they've already done. I think his exact quote was, "They've poked a lot of holes in the ground already." So I think they've done the kind of the soil samples and the testing for the area that they're intending to build on.
Okay, I'm just being the devil's advocate here. That's all. I would love for it to, come to Hammond. That would be a wonderful turning point for Hammond.
Oh yeah.
But Northwest Indiana is a maze of underground pipelines, and they are where people never would suspect them to be.
Yeah.
Well, oddly enough, in addition to symphonies, Mr. Starkey might have some thoughts on this.
I do. And now this is where again,
he's like, you're the expert on everything this morning.
Just this morning. some of you may or may not know, I work for the pipeline safety group out of for the state of Indiana. So if it's a pipeline underground, we regulate it. That's our thing. And I do not know this exact space that they have up there, but I would have to imagine that because if we're talking golf course and whatnot, that's an easy place for pipelines to be. But I would have to imagine let me take a step back and say, if we've gotten to this part already, gotten to this point where House Ways and Means is approving it. The Bears said in a statement yesterday, Gary has submitted proposals, Portage has submitted proposals. If they're coming to Indiana, they're coming to this location in Hammond, that they have done enough of the groundwork already to know that the area would be suitable for the infrastructure that they need, and that there wouldn't be too much utility movement involved. But having said that, half of my day job is going out to utility construction sites. It is not entirely uncommon for, if there is a 24-inch line underground, that they don't move it half a mile to make it work. So you're right. That area up there, there's 100+ years of history in Hammond up that way. So who knows what's underground? But my guess is they've done enough to know that it probably wouldn't be prohibitive. That's just my guess.
Yeah, but I can understand what the caller means, that playing devil's advocate, not wanting to think that, okay, yes, we're fully getting it. I'm until I see them start construction, I don't think I'd believe it. I think it's one of those where it's be nice, but you're dangling the carrot in front of us, and we're
I think there's still some percentage chance that it's a leverage play.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yes,
but I
especially the further we get down this path, there probably will be some 11th hour conversation in Illinois, because let's face it, Illinois doesn't give a rip about taxes or money. They don't care. So I wouldn't imagine that there is some 11th hour meeting where they say, let's just give them all everything they want.
That it's my understanding that I think the Bears have been trying to get Illinois to come up with something for several years now, and finally they got to the point where the legislature, the governor said, we're not going to do anything. So they go to Indiana. Indiana, we acted quickly, right? And it's before the end of next 7 days from today, they're going to have a signed bill from the governor saying this is what Indiana is going to do. And does it? When I think the Illinois legislature session lasts until May. Do you know that, Bob?
It could.
You can ask the Google thing. So we're going to be done with ours, and they're going to have a few months to make a counteroffer, right? And do the Bears wait and see what that is, or do they? I don't know how this bill is written. Is there a time period that says we have to have a deal consummated by X for this to all trigger, or what? I mean, I haven't seen the text of it and don't know that much about it in detail.
Thank you, caller, for calling in.
Yep, thank you so much.
We're going to hop on to the next caller.
Yeah, we only got a few minutes here, so we got to go.
Yeah, we've got about 4 minutes
quickly.
left and about 24 callers-ish, maybe.
Good morning, caller. You're on the air. What's on your mind about the Bears?
Good morning, guys. I got a couple comments. Brent, is there money written in this bill for mental and physical well-being for the cave people that are having issues with this, Citizens Against Virtually Everything?
I don't know. Hopefully they put something in there for those folks.
Because they are having, there's not enough support dogs in Northwest Indiana to help these folks out when you're talking about adding to the innkeeper's tax and the food and beverage and all the things necessary. That's just me being funny. The other thing is, and this in business, now there's going to be a proposal on the table. We always say, put a proposal down, sign it, and give a deposit.
Yeah.
Now that's the case. So, in business, nothing is done until a little ink is spread, and then the business entity will go to the other side and say, this is what you have to be.
Yeah, no, I think that's where it's going.
That's where we're at now.
But the question,
I do believe that Illinois is going to put a. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, so Illinois is going to come up with something, but is it going to match what the Bears are going to get from Indiana? I mean, and that's, you know, as if the Bears ownership as business people is going to are going to look at it and say, we have two deals, and let's put pen to paper and figure out which one is the better deal for the long term health of our business, right? Because that's at the end of the day, an NFL franchise is a business.
It is,
and you know, it's hard for me to imagine that Illinois will come up with something better.
Well, Illinois will have to come up with a ton of money on the front end, I think.
Go ahead, caller.
In business, it's called last look.
Yeah.
So the Bears are going to give Illinois last look. And in other words, they're going to show that everyone knows the deal. So, you know, like if you're, you know, I'm a small guy, and, you know, I'll go out and there's 5 people who've been against someone likes me. They go, I'll give you last look. So you write your price, and then they call and say, hey, you know what, this guy can do it for 10. You're at 12. Can you do it? Sometimes you say you can. Sometimes you say you can't. They're going to get last look.
Yeah.
So they're going to say they're either going to up or not. So we talked earlier. I think you're probably right. It's probably 70-30 that it goes to Indiana because we actually have a proposal. This is a real proposal.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing is, and that's kind of what I was talking about. The Bears have been after Illinois to put something on paper for them for several years, right? They bought the Arlington property 2 or 3 years ago, and nothing has been forthcoming. And so they come to Indiana and say, "Hey, can you put together a deal?" And you know, Mayor Tom, Governor Braun,
they're all just like, "We got you."
I think it was Senator Mishler. Like those guys, you know, put pen to paper and came up with a deal and say, you know, at the end of next week or before, it's going to be signed, and they're going to say, here's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Now, you know, what is the will within the Illinois political sphere? I mean, the city of Chicago has no interest in it, right? I mean, they're out.
Yeah.
They have.
So the deal that I was told, I talked to a few people that have way more money than I do and way more influence. The deal that I was told that if it happens in Illinois, Chicago realizes that they're not in it anymore. But Illinois can't make the deal without the Chicago legislators. So the deal that I was told is if it's Arlington Heights, then the state's going to have to kick in to all the pension funds to give Illinois something to vote to know that they're not going to have it anymore to keep it from going from Indiana. So that's what you got to look for if there's going to be a counteroffer from Illinois. So keep up the good work, guys.
Thanks, caller.
Thank you.
We're going to take one more caller, and then we got to get
motor
out of here.
Good morning, caller. You are on the air. What do you think about the Bears?
Well, number one cave dweller here. You guys don't have time. So all I'll say is put a pin in it for Monday because I'm building an epic rant about why this is the worst thing that will ever happen to the region, including talking to people who literally last week were asking our state to help them because they can't afford to keep their lights on. People in that neighborhood that are afraid that their basement's going to flood every time it rains, asking me, now what? We're going to put a whole stadium into the sewer system that floods every time it rains? There's a lot of people that are hurting and are suffering and are scared, and everybody's making jokes. So let's just put a pin in it, and we'll save it for Monday morning. You guys have a good weekend.
Thank you too, Chuck.
Thanks, Chuck.
I feel like we've been
that's going to be must-listen radio. I'm going to be tuned in.
What a great tease. But I will say, there have been comments on social media, and as excited as we all are for this, at the possibility for this, it doesn't absolve any criticism. It is interesting to see how fast the state legislature moved to get this, yet there have been, that's the one entity that could affect any change on, say, the NIPSCO bills.
Well, yeah.
Right. And there have been protests about that for weeks and weeks, and talk about dragging your heels. So if anything, this shows that it's a double-edged sword. we're excited because, like, wow, look how fast we can have this bipartisanship to get something done.
But there's no political will to do
But
what
there's no-
everybody wants done.
Right.
I mean, there's
Right.
no one that's
Everybody.
like, hey, I want to pay a higher power bill.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that, and then
Everybody
also
wants
they
that.
can all come together real quick when it comes to sports because sports
Yeah.
and media and anything that you do, sports
And
is going
so-
to be your main.
That's a
bread
very
and
valid
butter.
point.
So the
But
point
the
is,
rest of it, no.
you've proven that, like you said, look, you've got folks like Mayor Tom and Governor Braun who are polar opposites in probably 90% of what they do, and they had possibly one of the biggest kumbaya moments in state political history
yeah.
in the last 12 years, and you know it passed out of Ways and Means unanimously. You know it's gonna. They said they're gonna march it through over the next couple of days. So they have the ability to do that for utility prices, for any number of things. So as you go to the polls this November, be mindful of, you know, who you're voting for, and when they say, "Oh, we'll do this for you," well,
it's when they want to get something done, they can.
It's
But
amazing at the speed that something can happen when they want something done, and
and also when there's no large money lobbying against it.
yes.
I think that's
there's a lot of that too. You know, you ever want to look at why things go slow? Look at the donors.
Yeah.
You know, that's just how that works. But that was an excellent tease for Monday.
Yeah, I can't
Chuck,
wait to listen
we're
now.
Looking forward to your rant. Monday, we should be in the new studio, and
Hopefully, yes. And I will applaud you guys for moving everything. Good job, guys.
It looks great in there. I don't know that
yeah, there was
the viewers can't really see anything other than
They-
this screen,
No.
but
Yeah.
that room
We're
looks
keeping
amazing.
the blue theme, though. We're
I
keeping
love the
theme blue.
microphones. I think that's really cool.
I do
Yeah.
want to say the one thing. I'm so happy that we're moving away from black and yellow and going to like a blue and black instead. I think it looks a lot
Yeah,
better.
I might just go in and change the
All
logo
the
that we
logos.
have right now and just put it to blue.
I mean, we have the ones, you know.
Yeah, we do.
But all right, everyone, you've been listening to Region Rundown here with Bob and Adrianna, Joe in the driver's seat, and
The best guest in the
best
region.
guest in the studio
today
in that seat over there,
Right now.
Right?
Brent coming in. Thanks for stopping in.
Thank you all for having me.
Thanks, Randy Niemeyer, for calling in, and thanks to all our callers. We will see you. I'll see you back here on Monday with Chuck and his epic Bear Stadium
I'll see
rant.
you
I'll be
guys
listening.
Tuesday
Maybe I could get a call in.
with the ladies. We're hosting all morning, so I'll see you guys Tuesday, and then we'll be back here on Friday together.
Sounds good.
Everybody have a great
everybody.
weekend.
Bye.
Introducing Powers Health, a health system with a new name and a strong legacy of caring for families in our community. One with a tradition of advanced specialized services and a vision for the future.